Larfleeze number 4, written by Keith Giffen and JMD Mateus, art by Scott Collins. So, last issue, Wanderer is left with Stargrave out to explore the universe, and to keep Larfleeze busy, she freed all of the Orange Lantern constructs inside of Larfleeze's ring so that they can get some payback. This issue, basically just two parts in general. First is the Larfleeze part, where the Orange Lanterns just start attacking him and go nuts. They basically say like, oh, we're going to beat the crap out of you. And Larfleeze is like, why? What did I ever do to you? And he's like, seriously? You enslaved us, man. You killed us and then forced us into your ring. And he's like, yeah, and everyone's like, is he stupid? And then they realize, no, he's actually just that selfish that he doesn't even realize he's done anything wrong. So they all start blasting against him. And he's confused. He has no idea what's going on. He's wondering how the orange light can be used against them. And they're like, dude, we are Orange Lanterns now too. We've split the light and we are able to use it against you. And he manages to make a construct that takes like a lava pool and blasts them, which does take them out for a little bit, but they immediately grab him, slam him back down to Earth. And we see one by one different ones that are attacking him. The biggest one is, for me, just said it, Glomulus. That's it. Because Glomulus, we did actually see, is a construct that was in Green Lantern New Guardians. And it turns out he was actually the first one that was imprisoned in the ring. So Glomulus goes to eat him. A couple other ones are trying to like tear him apart as he fights back. And there's a joke in here where they say, oh, we're going to tear this bastard to pieces. And Larfleeze says, I'm not a bastard. My parents were legally married. It's like, that's not that kind of bastard. And he's like, oh, right. Well, yes, then Larfleeze is the greatest bastard in the universe. So at that point they say, all right, well, fine, we'll let you live, but as our slave. And he's like, excuse me? Half my backstory is slave. I will never be a slave again. So then we cut over to the Wanderer and Stargrave plot, and as she zooms around the universe, she's basically just pointing to things saying, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? And Stargrave just keeps on saying, that's a star, and another star, and a third star. Yeah, there are a lot of stars out in the universe. And she's like, well, is there anything else that we could see? And she's like, well, near those stars there are planets, and on those planets there are things and people and animals. And she's like, I guess that's kind of good. Sorry, I'm a little bit zoning out. It's in my nature. I'm fragmented because of all the billions of years I've spent looking into parallel dimensions and all that stuff. And so he's like, oh, yeah, well, just recently you were talking about setting me free. And she's like, no, I wasn't. He's like, all right, well, yeah, worth a shot at least. So they say that they want to go visit her sister who was taken over a nearby planet. Her name is Dirge of All Sorrows. And she is able to, as we come down to this planet, which seems to be run by Victorian robots, all of them are miserable and crying all the time. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, like, you're around here for 10 seconds. You're going to want to slit your own wrist. And he's like, could we, I don't know, maybe protect me from that? And she's like, yeah, no, I'll protect you. But just in case, try not to get within like 5 feet of her. Just keep your distance a little bit. So they land at her place and walk in. And we do get a little thing here where basically Stargrave is saying, like, you know, if I bother you with my snarkiness so much, well, how about you just set me free? And she's like, no. I like your snarkiness. I like how you're able to keep up with me wittingly. Also, why are you so concerned about going back to Larfleeze, like, or getting away from me? I'm not the one who's, like, treating you awfully. I at least remember your name and I'm treating you right. And he's like, yeah, well, you also threatened to cut off my balls. So it's a little give and take there. Anyway, we arrive inside the house of Dirge, and she's like this horrible scarecrow-looking woman, and as she's introduced, Stargrave is like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she's like, pleasure? I know nothing of pleasure. Everything has been misery. Even when I look at a newborn child, all I see is the day it's going to die. He's like, oh, it's kind of just a saying. I didn't really mean pleasure. And she's like, oh, and yeah, pleasure to meet you too. So then we cut back to a planet called Unicorn 12, where there are some centipede-looking creatures that are just so happy in life. And they say, hey, Bob, isn't it a wonderful day to be here on Unicorn 12 where everything's great all the time, perfect weather like every other day, and everyone's so happy and they're shooting stars all the time, and they look up in the sky and say, hey, look, another shooting star, let's make a wish. And then they realize, wait a minute, that one doesn't look like a normal star. It looks a bit orange and looks like it's coming this way. hey, Bob, I think we're going to die. And then all of a sudden, a huge explosion. It's Larfleeze and the rest of the Corps. They've crashed down on this paradise planet. And Larfleeze basically says, okay, that's enough. I'm done with this. I am going to kill you all once again. And he's like, oh, you think you can do that? It is all of us against you. There's no way. And now we've got Orange Lantern power. There's no way we can lose this battle. So they all start moving in on Larfleeze, start attacking him, start beating him up. And Larfleeze is basically unable to do a thing. But as each one of them goes for the killing blow, they stop each other and say, no, 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 he's mine. I deserve the killing blow. That belongs to me. And they all state their reasons as to why. And finally, as they're arguing, one of them chimes up and they're like, hold on, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to kill him, period. And they say, why not? And they say, well, can't you feel it? Are drawn to him? It's being drawn in the same way as like other lantern rings are drawn to their battery. I think we can't kill him because he's the battery now, and they all realize that he has absorbed all the orange light. He is the battery, so they have to keep him alive. And they say, you know what that means, right? We actually do get to keep him as a slave. Oh my God, this is so much fun. This is going to be great. So they chain him up. They use their rings on him to draw out their power, and then they say, great, now let the torture begin, as they fly through the stars with Larfleeze. So yeah, two completely separate plots going on here. Frankly, I'm not sure how they're going to end up converging. Frankly, don't really care. It's a fun little book. I gotta say, some of the jokes land better than others. I think that the Paradise Planet, I may have not played the joke off as well as it was written, but it was a nice little thing, because you just turn the page and it's just like, isn't everything great? Everything's happy and so cool right after the whole Dirge of All Sorrows bit. It was a nice little transitionary joke. And then the whole page where it's like, hey, Bob, I think we're going to die. Pfft, also good. Overall, I'd say this book still probably is just like, I'm gonna give it a 7. It probably deserves more of like a 6.5, but I'm having fun with it, and it really is the only just kind of like straight comedy book that DC's putting out right now. So I'm down with it. I'm enjoying it. I can't really say how I expect it to go from here, but we have an Orange Lantern Corps, so that counts for something. But yeah, it's still just like straight 7.